Now let's look at the Log Annex itself. As you'll see on my screen, this is the Log Annex from ACP 2017. At the moment, you can see a few tabs on the bottom, 61, 62, 63, etc., as well as an instruction tab. Let's explore this document a little bit. If you click on the instructions here, it'll walk you through on a very basic level what you need to do to complete the Log Annex. It talks about the objective, to allow the logistics team to plan and manage their account codes during budget preparation, and this document can also be used later as a reference during the year when planning activities and making orders. It talks about how the tool is divided into field chart of account families. So 61 is the purchase of non-medical items, 65 is general running costs. And then it talks to you in this blue section about how to update things and add lines. Now, it's very important that before you begin using this, that you're aware that you need to insert copied cells and never insert a row. If you need assistance or you can't remember how to do something, pop back over to the instructions, come look at these videos, or ask your logco. This is the main window of the Log Annex, and as you can see, they're the same format in every tab. Before you begin, you need to update the document so that we know that you're using the latest one. You need to update the year, so at the moment I'll be planning for 2018. You need to fill in your project code and name, so your mission, which in my case is North Kivu. You need to fill in the project code. We'll use coordination in my case, which is CD001. Get your project code from your PC and make sure you use the right one. In my case, Goma is my project name, and then we have a space here for local currency and an exchange rate. Now, this exchange rate should only be filled in by the FINCO, which means you need to get the latest exchange rate from them. In my case, it's 0.7444 for the exchange rate. This is updated and set by Amsterdam, and it's not updated as quickly as the going rate on the market is. So make sure you're using the latest one so that you can have the most accurate Log Annex possible. A few other things that you need to be aware of. Now, I've updated this sheet 61 purchase of non-medical items, but you need to do the same for all the other sheets. One of the other things you need to do is use the latest green list. If you come over to this tab marked green list, you'll notice that it's blank. You need to insert the latest green list that your mission is using so that it can pull the codes and descriptions from the green list to these other documents. Okay, as you can see, I've copy and pasted my green list into my logistical annex, and I'm ready to move on. If you want to add a line, you need to do the following. So perhaps I know that I will already need an additional line under construction and rehab material. To add an additional row, you click on the item, right-click, and say copy. You click where you want to add the line, and you must say insert copied cells. This will guard all of the formulas and keep everything nice and neat. Don't ever click and insert a row. You'll break the sheet. If you look at the sheet, they have a few columns with some important information. You've got your family, which is part of the chart of accounts. You've got the account code, which all of them have comments, and you can hover over them to see what should be included in each account code. You've got a description of the account code, a place for the green list code, the description, and comments. Now, the comments are something that you will fill out based on each line item. And the more descriptive you are, the better. If you're purchasing sacks of cement and your regular consumption is 10 bags a month, you can say based on a regular consumption of 10 bags per month times 12. Keep it short. You don't need to write a book, but these comments are what you're going to use to justify your line items to your logco and to headquarters. The destination is operations, support, expatriates, or national staff. You need to select where these items are going and how they're going to be used. If you need guidance on this, hover over destination, and there's a small comment that will open up that shows you exactly where it should be. Now, sometimes things might be confusing. You may use some wood in the hospital and some wood at the expat base. It's better to separate those by line item so that the wood that's being used for the hospital is booked as ops and the wood that's used at the expat house is booked as destination being expats. This will avoid confusion later on in the process. And if Amsterdam needs to cut something, you can easily choose what to cut and it won't affect your other projects. In addition, we have the units required, which is a number you would fill out, how many of this thing you need. There's a column here for your existing stock. So if you already have something in stock, you can put this in place and it will subtract from your units required. The units to order is already filled out. And then the unit price comes from the green list. The currency you select, whether euros or US dollars, and your place of purchase is important as well. Where are you going to buy this? At coordination, at headquarters, somewhere else, or are you going to buy it locally at the project? If you scroll over, we have the total in currency, which is automatically filled out, the total in euros, which is filled out after taking into consideration the exchange rate, and then your description and comments is copied from the comment section. So there's nothing to do over here. Let me show you an example. Let's say I'd like to purchase a computer for next year. I'll come down to IT and office equipment, and I'll double check to make sure that's the correct line. I'll go to my green list, pick out the code, in this case ADAP LAPEH 840, and I'll simply copy that. I'll go back to my Log Annex, paste it into the code, and then I can use VLOOKUP to look up the description if I wanted to, or in this case, I'll just go back and copy the code. If I'm doing a lot of these, I'll usually use VLOOKUP so I don't have to go back and forth. And I'll always paste values to make sure that I'm getting the value and not some formula from somewhere else. Now, my question is, I'm going to say that we need this for expat use. We'll say we need 1, and the existing stock is 0. The unit price will take from the green list, which is 1018. And I'll paste this in. The currency is in euros because it's purchased from Amsterdam. And for the comments, I'll say 1 laptop for a new construction log. So there's one example. And if we scroll over, you can see where we're going to purchase it. We're going to purchase it at headquarters because we can't purchase laptops anywhere else. And the total currency, euros, and everything else is already filled out. It's important for you to know that you shouldn't change any formulas in this document. Please don't change the exchange rate. Don't try and add in anything special to add in totals. You'll break the document, and we want to have a consistent document across all projects that we can use throughout the year. So please don't be adding or deleting anything. You can, of course, as I said, do VLOOKUP on the description and on the prices, but make sure you go back and you copy and paste the prices so that you're not getting a formula instead of a value. Again, if you have any additional questions, rewatch this video or ask your Logco who can help you.